Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the College of St. Rose. My name is Richard Police, and I'm the chair of the conference, as my European friends like to tell me. Lots of good friends coming from lots of good places. This conference comes after about a year's worth of planning, working with several organizations throughout the Capital District and New York City, talking to different people along the way. As we begin, I want, none of these things happen without great support, and we are lucky here at the College of St. Rose, especially me in the School of Math and Sciences, that we have great support from our Dean, Richard Thompson. So I've asked Dean Thompson to come and welcome you on behalf of the college.
Thank you. Applause for an academic dean is both a very rare and wonderful thing, so thank you for that. Good afternoon. On behalf of the College of St. Rose, and particularly the School of Mathematics and Sciences, let me welcome you both to Albany, for those of you who traveled from beyond our borders, and to our campus. It's indeed a pleasure to host this conference on our campus. I'd like to thank Rich Police and his Institute for Community Research and Training for their work on this event. When Rich came to me around 10 years ago or so, I think, with the idea to start the ICRT, I'll admit I couldn't really imagine all the projects that would become involved in, and nor could I imagine the direct social impact that these projects would have through their research. I'm quite sure that my own research on massive black holes in the cores of very distant galaxies has had very little direct social impact, at least so far. We'll see in a few hundred years, maybe something comes of that. But however, over the years, the ICRT, along with many of you in this room, have been involved in research and training programs that have enabled senior citizens to continue living independently in their own homes, has given people experiencing mental health crises alternatives to hospitalization, has helped develop more successful programs for at-risk youth, for people dealing with substance abuse, and for the homeless. A lot of these projects have taken place here in the capital region, but many of them across the world, including projects in the Netherlands, Romania, Uganda, and other places. So today we can add the plight of refugees to this list of projects. And I wish to thank and congratulate all of you on the work that you do on this worldwide problem. I look forward to seeing the results of this conference as each of you take back what you've learned to your own homes and continue your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Thompson. I want to take a moment to thank the folks directly working with ICRT for their hard work, Lorraine McMillan and Erin Gartley, without whom this event would not take place. Erin and Lorraine, they're really the people who do this work. I'm the guy who shows up and I say, now the real work starts for me. As Dean Thompson mentioned, ICRT, Institute for Community Research and Training, came out of an idea for us to think about working with disadvantaged groups. And I have to tell you that 10 years ago when we put the Institute together, refugees and immigrants were not on our list, not because they were not important, but because it had not come to the forefront on the national agenda. Throughout the time that I've been part of ICRT, as Dean Thompson mentioned, gotten to work with some amazing people, some of whom you'll meet today. But I want to mention that this conference today has representatives from 12 countries, and we'll be talking about projects in 15 countries throughout the world dealing with refugees and immigrants. The conference talks a lot about mental health, and certainly we're going to have discussions about mental health, but as you may know, or as I'm sure you do know, the problems of people with mental illness are not unlike problems of other people in the world. So we're going to hear things about refugee status in many countries. We're going to hear about training programs. We're going to hear about some interesting programs that are really geared at protecting and supporting individuals, with peer support being part of it. The Youth Power group here in Albany, I believe their phrase is nothing without us. And then part of our thinking here is about involving people who came to us from other countries and making sure that they are part of the process. There's a very interesting book out right now that I'm actually in the process of reading, so I don't want to quote too much from it, but it says Doing Good Better. And Doing Good Better, essentially the author McCaskill challenges us to think about how we deliver services. Think about where we put our resources, how we spend money, where can we best put resources. And I think one of the challenges in refugees and immigrant services is tremendous competition for those resources right now. So when McCaskill talks about doing good better, he urges us to think about the ways in which we measure, the ways in which we engage, the ways in which we talk to individuals who are directly impacted. And I think that's a lot of what's going to come out of this conference over the next couple of days. And we're going to have an opportunity at the end of the conference when we bring together a panel to have an opportunity for you to ask questions as well. There will also be opportunities during the presentations, should time allow. We're going to try and keep as close to the schedule as we can. The other thing is the proceedings of this conference will be published. We are currently negotiating with the journal, and we will also be asking even those of you who are not presenters, you'll all be receiving an invitation if you'd like to be considered to have your article, your thoughts in the journal with us. So we expect that journals take a long time. So we're hoping January, February of 17, so about 6 months or more from now, that we'll actually have these proceedings published.